So, I've been doing a few vlogs lately about targeting, gang stalking, and all that stuff. And it's not fun. When I initially started this channel, the gang stalking and targeting wasn't as bad as it is now, at least like 2 years ago. I mean, before it was just like street theater and like noise harassment. I was sensing weird stuff in my apartment, you know, like weird gases and stuff. I know that sounds really weird and alarming to some people, but this is true. This really does happen. I'm not joking. I am a sane individual. I wouldn't just make stuff up out of thin air just for whatever reason. I just realized I need to put myself as a way because my thing. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put this here. So yeah, it's progressively gotten worse. I feel like I'm in, for any people who are gamers out there, you'll understand this analogy. Like, you know, when you play a video game, and I haven't played video games in ages, but I used to play them a lot with my brother. And like, I'm talking, I was a 90s kid, so I just, the main one that I keep thinking about is like when you do, it's not called story mode, but like you have to do, or maybe is it story mode? I'm not sure. But you have to go to different levels, and at each level there's a different boss. This might be a bad analogy, but in my scenarios, in my situation, it's almost like I've been presented with a new challenge. Like, once I've like surpassed or accomplished or completed one challenge, like like let's say the beginning stages of targeting is like you start to notice that your devices, you know, like your devices get hacked, right? Like, that's the first thing. Then like your devices start going haywire, they shut on and off, whatever. Your iPhone, if you have an iPhone, it shuts by, like, on and off by itself, and it does a little spiral thingy. I'm not that tech savvy, so like, you know, the little spiral thingy, like when it goes black and then it does the little spiral. Mine used to do that a lot. It would get really hot, and then my emails would get deleted. So like that was like the first stage, and then I started to see weird phenomenon happen, like where an absurd amount back home in Miami, where I had like cops tailing me, and they would like, I remember once I was running and then like going for a jog, and they purposely like huddled up and like, but they were actually getting ready to go into like a restaurant, and I just happened to be in the path, but they simulated or made it feel like they were crowding me specifically. So I was really confused. And one of the guy, he even like gesticulated to his holster. So I was like, this is weird. And then I would be like followed by cops and stuff. So that was like, that's what I mean by levels. Like, first like phone hacking, and then it went to like intimidation tactics. And then I'm trying to remember what happened after that. I got followed home by like an Escalade. Then I had weird helicopter activity happen around me, like especially when I lived in Philadelphia, because then I moved. So then in the apartments, then it got weird with the gas thing. Like, I would feel really cold, freezy air. I don't know what to call it. Freezy gas, freezy air. It almost felt like, if you take a can of hairspray and then you release it, that's what I was exposed to. Not the hairspray stuff, because that's toxic, but like the isobutane, the stuff that, oh my god, it's not hydrolyzed. What's the word? Pressure, not compartmentalized. What is the word? when you vacuum seal something, and then, but anyways, it was really cold air that would like like I would feel this, and I was like, this doesn't feel normal. And I'm like, maybe it's nitrous gas, maybe, but like if you do that to someone at copious amounts, that could be fatal, by the way. I don't know if you people know that if you expose someone to copious amounts of oxygen or even nitrous gas, it could be fatal. I would open my windows to alleviate the pressure of that. But when I was in Philly, I don't remember anything like with my food or my water being messed with ever. Like even when I had one time where I did order a pizza, and I think someone took my pizza, like they stole my pizza. I ordered it and it was supposed to be downstairs in the lobby, and then it was gone, so I lost a pizza. Go figure. And I'm sorry, I'm in pain right now. I know I'm being poisoned 100,010%. It's not medicine, it's poison, and it hurts like hell, and I feel like I'm dying on the inside. I don't wish someone to be poisoned at all in their life, because it is horrible. It is excruciating. Anyways, so the video game analogy, I feel like I've had to overcome different levels of this weird sequence of events that I've been trying to cope through as best as I can. When I was on the road and I was moving, or if I was taking a day trip somewhere, I would often see a lot of like, I don't know what was up with the horse trailers. I don't know if that's like a conditioning thing, but I would see a lot of horse trailers. I don't really think anything of it now. But when I go to certain places, I would have like unmarked vehicles, like black unmarked vehicles. Oh, that was another thing too. When I went into certain places, I would see white and black unmarked vehicles, and they would say 66666 on their license plates. And I have pictures of it. Like I have legit pictures of that. And that's very like unusual and abnormal. Like I've never seen anyone with a license plate. And that's another thing too. I would see a lot of weird license plates on the road. So, but I feel like there's been like levels to this thing. It's a beast of a thing. And there was a line after I clocked out from work. There was a line that came to me that from a musical called Dear Evan Hansen, and he says there's a song called Waving Through a Window, and he says wait around for something. I wait around but nobody can hear. So hold on, I forgot the lyrics. I'm gonna look. Waving through a window. Lyrics. Hold on. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear. While I watch people pass, I'm waving through a window. Can anybody see me? Is anybody waving back at me? So, and that's why I say I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear. And that's what I feel like I'm going through right now. And it is so beyond unfair, because, and then this is going to segue into my next topic, because I didn't want to do a whole video about targeting and gang stalking and all that, because it's just, no one wants to hear about that over and over. Like, they want to hear about, hope and promise and encouragement. And trust me, that was my forte. That was my thing. Like, when I worked with kids, I was the one to always offer that compassion to people, to kids and to families. And now I've been having to show that same compassion to myself. And to have people also trick you is really horrible as well. That is one of the the worst feelings. To give someone false hope, to gaslight them, especially when you know that they're like, I'm a very intuitive person. We all are. I honestly think when someone says, oh, I don't believe in intuition, I don't believe in psychic, this and that, I think we all, with the proper training, I think everyone could probably be psychic. If you just have to have the right circumstances, you have to mold somebody to be able to have the mind to consider other possibilities or even dimensions or whatever, to take the limitations off of your mind. Very heart-centered people, emotion-focused people, I think, are a little bit easier to do that, to tap into that energy, because they can instantaneously, go right into it. And I know as a kid, I've always been very sensitive to energy. But yeah, it's been pretty frightening. And I know if it's heavy metals, if I'm right about everything, like if it's heavy metals like thallium or lead or mercury, God forbid, cyanide or Botox, those things can destroy you. And I know, like my dog, she doesn't want, like I bought bottled water several times and she doesn't want to drink it. Like she even, I think, senses that there's something bad in it. And I don't know how long the human body can go on for getting poisoned, even if it's in low dose, like trace amounts. It hurts like hell. And it's interesting because what the people don't see, like I feel blessed that I have a job right now, but what they don't see is me crying in pain half the time. I have a job that requires me to be sedentary, and I sit down and I make calls out to people, but what they don't see is the pain. Like, I can't have a normal lunch. And I don't know who would be that mean to rig someone's food and water to the level of, or the extent of, like, I just don't understand it. Because I tell myself, I go, Ashley, you're a good person, you're not a terrorist, you're not a liability, you're kind, you're friendly, you've never stolen anything, you're not a lab rat, you're not a guinea pig, you're not a case study. Because there was at one point, and I know this sounds crazy, I felt like there was some hacker, someone trying to communicate with me and insinuate that I was, like, basically put in some, like, medical case study thing or some, like, medical experimental thing, and I'm like, I don't even know what that means, it doesn't feel experimental to me. It feels horrible and terrifying. It's affected my neurological system. I see my eyesight is getting affected drastically. It sits in your body. Like poison, I'm not a chemist, I'm not a researcher, I don't know how it works, but it sits in your body, and it I don't know how it works. I'm not sure. I guess it's not enough to kill someone, but it is so painful, and it makes you feel so weak and so tired. And it hurts your stomach. Like my stomach gets bloated, and then I get a rash all over my body. So I know my body's like rejecting it. And water's not supposed to make you feel that way, So this leads me to my the topic that I wanted to talk about, which is I put, let's talk about having kids and raising children, and it should be 2026, not 2025. When I first started the channel, it was originally called Coffee and Cuppies, and now it's called Bonnie Bailey Paws and Me. But I had a whole list of topics that I wanted to discuss because, just because, I don't know, I just think that there's things that I've picked up on and I've learned as a young woman that I think other people maybe could benefit from. And I keep telling myself, because I don't know where the finish line is with this. I don't know where the end goal is going to be, because it just feels like the people that are doing this they refuse to let up. They refuse to stop. They refuse to leave my body alone, and they refuse to stop poisoning me and drugging me. I mean, because I know that I think I've been drugged with, I don't even know if it's SSRIs or, antipsychotics, and that's illegal to do that. That's called medical assault. You can't do that to someone unless you give them your consent. So I've had to rely on my intuition, my gut, and it's been really hard. And that's why I said, when I say I'm waiting through a window, I wait around, or I try to speak but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear. And that's exactly what I feel like is happening. I've been hoping and praying for 6 years. There's no excuse. Nothing takes that long to be figured out, I don't think. I mean, I don't know, sometimes I wonder, was this a joke? You know? Did someone, I would hope not, maybe in the government, did someone go, hey, let's play a joke on her and do this to her, and I don't consider poisoning someone a joke. And then I can't prove that, right? I can't prove that. I can't prove poison. And people can counter that and go, oh, food allergies, food sensitivities, this is pain. I am in physical pain. My body, if I can explain it to you, I am in legit physical pain. It causes shortness of breath. My stomach feels tightened, if that makes sense. I feel weak, just all my energy, as if someone, if someone, think about it, if someone poisoned you, you'd be drained of all your energy. That's what it feels like for me. And no, it's not medicine. Hi, Bipper. Hi, lady. No, it's not medicine. And I don't know what deranged psychopath would sit there and go, let me put medicine, let me do this to her and hurt her. And look what's so funny. It says healthy. It says I'm healthy. That's funny. I don't feel healthy at all. So I don't know. I don't know when this is going to end. And the hardest part is trying to explain it to family members, because they just don't get it. They don't get it. Because they say, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Who's going to believe and sit there? They go, why? Okay, so you're telling me that every single grocery store, you go to a grocery store and that bottle of water is rigged with something in it. So you're telling me that vendor specifically was told to put some strychnine, I don't even know what that is. I've heard it. I heard it on an episode of Gilmore Girls recently. Go figure. I don't know why. Lorelai mentioned it, actually. Lorelai Gilmore, which is Rory Gilmore's mother. She mentioned strychnine, and I Googled it, and it's a poison that, there's different types of poisons, apparently. There's neurotoxins. There's, venom. There's, I don't know. It's terrifying. Poisons are terrifying. And, And I'm scared because no one is helping me. And, you know, when people go, oh, we'll get tested, go get tested, you know? When you're targeted, they don't, they will omit certain things from your file. 100%. They will change things, they will omit things, or a hacker can go in and change stuff. Like, that's what you're subjugated to, unfortunately, as a targeted person. I'm not trying to scare people. That's what I'm saying. Be mindful. You never want to piss anybody off, because once you do, you don't know who they know. You don't know who they know. You don't know what connections they have. You don't know what they can do, you know? I learned that the hard way. Never let pride or ego, you know, like, never stoop low and be petty and be like, I'm gonna do this. Like, don't do it. It's not worth it. Because your life can change like that. My life is never gonna be the same. And I honestly think that the people doing it, they think it's a joke. They think it's a joke. And they like to see me squander and pester about and try to figure things out. And I know it. They get a kick out of it. I also do think there is some criminalistic aspect to it. That's just my take on it, because you know, that you can't sit there and hack someone's phone and invade their privacy. That's a violation of, I'm pretty sure that's some sort of law violation or a misdemeanor at most. But like, that's why I don't think people understand the brevity of what it's like to be hacked. Because when you're hacked, someone has access to everything that you have, your emails, your phone calls, your apps. And if they can see, there's software that people can see what you do in real time. Like, they can literally see, like, oh, if you're on Instagram, if you like a post, if you order food from Uber Eats, if you order food from Instacart, if you order food from Walmart. That is a criminal's paradise, a cyber criminal's paradise, I guess. Think about it. Imagine if someone could screen mirror or clone your phone, and then they could see where you go, who you talk to, if you're going to go out on a date, if you're going to move to a new city. Well, that is one of my biggest points of contention, and I can't start any sort of advocacy group against cyber stalking or cyber spying or creeping or whatever. And if I could, I would, because it has caused me so much unnecessary stress, and I've gotten past it. In the beginning, it was really, really hard to deal with. Like, it was very, very difficult. But if a hacker has access to you, that means they have access to your bank records. They know where you frequent. Like I said, they could see what you order. So if, let's say there's a bad person, right, that's tracking you, they go, oh, she just ordered Chipotle. Hey, Chipotle, I want you to do this, this, and this. And if you don't do this, and this, and this, and then I'll do this and this to you. That's how things work, folks. And money talks. You think people care? I thought, in my mind, I honestly thought no one would ever take a bribe. I was like, people don't do that. And if someone threatened someone, they would report it to the police. They don't know. Nope. So, I'm sorry, my lips are so dry and they're so chapped. I just feel very, 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 very lucky and very blessed that I'm still alive, because things could be very different. And, you know, even moving different places, that's been my biggest problem, because hackers, once they have your phone, they can track your location. And then if they, you know, because like I said, everything is done by our phones now, right? You have Microsoft Outlook, you have Gmail, you have Yahoo, you have Proton Mail, you have all that stuff, right? So someone, like, let's say you go on a vacation right? Let's say I had $100,000 to my name. I don't, but let's say I did, and I was like, I am going to take myself on a vacation, which I wish I wish I did. Bonnie, stop, bigger, stop. I wish I had. I would give anything to go on some sort of mini vacation with my dog, you know, somewhere safe with normal food. I don't even know what is safe anymore with food, because I haven't had normal safe food in months, because I'm pretty sure it's had mercury, thallium, lead, maybe cadmium, arsenic. It's had a shit ton of Botox. I know for sure Botox has been in there. That's a doozy. Venom is also a doozy, whether it's bee venom or spider venom. That's horrible. It makes your body feel like it's on fire, and your skin is being pierced 1,000 times with a bunch of hornets and wasps. But my point is that hacking is a very serious thing, and people can track your whereabouts, and they could see, like, let's say I moved to a new location, right? I've moved about 5 or 6 times now. If I move again, they could very easily contact the people, the landlords or whoever, of whatever, because they could see everything is done by, and if it's the computer, they could see, okay, because everything is traceable with credit cards, right? Everything is digital now, so credit cards, phone numbers. So that is a criminal's paradise. And for a stalker, that's a stalker's paradise. Oh, let me see where she's gonna go now. Oh, she's gonna book into this hotel? Okay, let me follow her there. That's what's going on, folks. And trying to prove it to cops has been so difficult, because if you're not physically hurt, and I wear pain really well. Like, I wear pain. I will pick myself up. I will wash my face, even if it's dirty ass toxic water with bacteria. I will wash my face. I will try to do my hair as best as I can, even though it's falling out. Still, it's it's nowhere near as thick as it was before. And I will pick myself up, and I will dust myself off, and I will try again, in the words of Aaliyah. I literally, I wear pain really well. And to a cop, or to any outside person, they'd go, oh, she's exaggerating. She's just doing this for clout. She's doing this for attention. No, I'm not. I fear for my life every day. Imagine someone trying to kill you slowly without touching you. That's my reality every day. And cops just don't care. They turn a blind eye to it. You try to make friends, forget about it. No one wants to hear about that. You try to date someone, they send someone who's an op or a perp, or a honeypot, as they put it, who's meant to get intel on you. And I'm like, what intel do you want? I like the color pink. And that's another thing, they'll use that against you. So if you like flowers, like I went to a grocery store recently, and I bought some flowers, and I'm pretty sure the flowers were laced with something on them, or the outside wrapper had something on them that wasn't good. But they'll use things that you like against you. And I don't see that as experimental, I see that as abusive and cruel. And then trying to explain it to family members, because family members, they don't want to hear about that. Because if they're not going through it, they don't want to hear about it. They have their own lives, right? And their own pets. They don't want to hear about how you're being stalked and cyberbullied. And because here's the thing, here's the caveat, right? If it was really happening, and if it was serious, then why wouldn't the cops intervene? If all that I'm saying is true, okay, then why haven't cops come to my door? Hey, Mrs. So-and-so, this is what we have for you. Now, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, it's because the cops are in on it. And then I go into, well, what did they get out of that? Why would they do that? Why would they be a part of some community effort to bully and mob somebody? You know what I mean? Like community mob somebody. What do they get out of that? Do they get extra money? Do they rank up in some way? I don't know what do they get, and I'm pretty sure there's a code of ethics that you have to abide by. So I don't understand what this whole thing is. Hi, Beaver. Hi, lady. But imagine it's like that. It's just the corruption is astounding. It's absolutely astounding. And I think there are so many people going through this. There's so many people going through this, and I do think that I've unfortunately received the really, like, I've gotten, like, assassination. Yes, this scares me shitless. Assassination. I mean, it feels like it. It feels like I'm being assassinated, but I recently learned that assassination attempts are politically motivated or driven. And the funny part is I'm not even in any political. I didn't even vote. I didn't even vote in the last election. So who would sit there, unless it's some group or sect that decided to hack me and feel some sort of animosity towards me? But the thing is, I'm not on any platforms. I'm not on any major platforms. So I'm sorry to bring this up. It's been very, very, very hard. And the fact that law officials and law enforcement are turning a blind eye to it are just like, I don't understand that. And I'm afraid to take medicine. I don't trust any of the doctors here at all, which is sad. And I loved medicine. I loved healthcare. I'm afraid to step into a hospital. I am traumatized. Like, if I see an ambulance, I'm like, nope. That's like the Antichrist to me. If I see an ambulance now, I'm like, no, shield your eyes. The blinding light of Lucifer, you know, like, that's literally, I'm not kidding. And I'm not a doctor, so I can't write a prescription for myself. I'm not a nurse. So I don't know what to do. And I feel like I have so many unanswered questions about my health. Like, I've wondered, do I have cancer? I'm not kidding. Like, I've the only thing I go is I have an appetite. I haven't had any, like, bruising or bleeding. Because cancer, you'll have signs of that. I never had, like, bone pain or anything like that. I know I'm anemic. 100% I know I'm anemic. My ferritin levels and my iron levels are probably really low. But, like, and sepsis too. I've been worried about sepsis. I've been worried about contracting sepsis, which you can die from, by the way. So I've been trying to find an honest doctor. It's my world is so limited, and it's so unfair. It's so unfair. My world is so limited, and to find support is so hard. And so trying to maintain a job while doing this and I can't tell them, like, hey, someone's slowly poisoning me every day and hurting my body, and I don't get treated right and fairly, so please cut me some slack. I'm in pain 24/7, and I can't eat a regular lunch like you people do, so, you know. And, like, you know, when they do the mind games and stuff, when people in general out in public, when they wear, like, the white shirts, because that's the latest that they do, is that they'll try to push the whole, I feel it's not empathy for you. There's a difference between empathy and sympathy, by the way. Empathy is when you try to put yourself in someone's shoes, and you're like, I feel for you, I empathize with you. I'm going to try to understand what you're feeling. Sympathy is like, oh, I'm so sorry for you. But you can't really, there's like a barrier, there's no feeling or emotion attached to it. It's just like, my condolences, you know. So that's the latest thing, is that what they'll do for me is that they'll have people wear white. But mind you, I haven't been told anything about cancer or death or anything like that, but they love to have people walk around me with white orchids, white flowers, white clothing. And I'm just like, Ashley, just forgive them. Like literally, like the other day, like I saw someone, I go, Ashley, just forgive them. You can't do anything about it. All you can do is forgive them. And this is while I'm in pain and while I feel like I'm dying slowly, you know? Because poison will do that to you. So, and Lord knows, another thing that I get worried about is MS, because multiple sclerosis, with all the shit and the stress that I've gone through, if I don't get proper nutrition and I keep getting poisoned over and over again, my body, it's going to trigger something, and my body, you know, my nervous system will decompensate. There's only a certain amount of time your organs can sustain themselves, and I don't think I have superhero wonder blood. You know, I'm not Wonder Woman. And I think one thing I will say that I've learned, I think in the Freemason world, you know, they believe in metaphysics, and they believe that, you know, law of attraction and what you think you attract, and you can overcome any sort of fatal thing if you train your mind to overcome it. But that would be really sick if someone put me through a bunch of near fatal or near death experiences and poisoned me repeatedly just to see if I could live through it and overcome it. That would be really sick and twisted. But I don't think that that's the case. I hope not, because I would be absolutely insane. So, because I tried to learn a little bit about Freemasonry to figure out what that was, because a lot of people go, oh, it's the Freemasons that are involved with the gang stalking. They're the ones who facilitate it. And I go, why would a group of people that are a fraternity that are supposed to be rooted in philanthropy, why would they sit there and do this to people? That doesn't even make sense. It's not even like in their moral doctrine. You know, that's like against their moral code, I think. I'm not sure. Sometimes I think maybe, who knows, maybe they try to test people, but I think that's a little bit too far. I think if you put someone in critical condition over and over and over again, and you play with their mind like that, and you play with their health, that's not done with love, that's done with maliciousness. So anyways, that's just my honest opinion and thoughts. I don't know how I'm going to live through this. I really don't. Because I don't know what I'm going to do to eat. And I'm not going to go hunting. I'm not going to go fishing. And plus I don't even have the money to buy fishing gear, and I shouldn't have to. And I'm not going to go live off grid, planting seeds and starting a garden, you know, in some land. I can't do that. I don't even have a car to like move. Like it's I think some of these people behind it, they're doing it for entertainment value. In all honesty, I do think that some of them do it for like the entertainment value of it. So, like, oh, let's see if we do this to her, let's restrict her from this, what is she gonna do now? You know, like if we take away her this and this, what is she gonna do now? You know, if she has nothing, then, you know, but I've reached out to, I know it sounds crazy, I reached out to our president. You know, it sounds crazy. I mean, and I mean, I reached out to the White House, the general White House line, because there was a weird, I will say, and I also reached out to the DHS 3 years ago, because there was a weird thumbnail that came up on my YouTube feed, and this is where I took it seriously. And I don't think people took it seriously when I was like, I'm being dead ass serious. It said, what if the third plane hit and it had a picture of the Capitol. So that is what scared me. Like, someone was definitely messing with my YouTube feed at that time. And I think I attached it as a screenshot, and I was like, and then I would get a bunch of weird thumbnails as well, or suggested videos in different languages, like Farsi, Chinese, what's the other, there's the Filipino one, no, the Singaporean one, I don't know. I would get a bunch of stuff suggested to me in weird languages, and I'm like, I don't know who's doing this. So I took it seriously. I don't take that as a joke. So I've been very, 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 very scared. And I don't want to be poisoned. It hurts like hell. It really, really hurts. And I need to eat, and I need to drink water or drink a beverage, and it's horrible. Like, I can't even, just the basic thing of being able to eat, I can't even do that. And I promise you, I'm not a psych patient. I'm not, like, I don't have an eating disorder. I love to eat. I was a huge foodie. I did Yelp reviews. I still try to do Yelp reviews. I used to cook and everything, and I feel like people are playing it in my face, and people know what I'm going through, but they don't want to tell me the truth, and I don't know why. I don't know for the life of me, like, why they're lying, and I don't know why people are keeping secrets from me about things and want to keep me in the dark about stuff, because I feel, this is what came out too, so this is not to say an investigative read, but I don't know if I'm going to break this up into 2 parts, because this is kind of like a vlog more than like a other thing. And that's another thing. I get called by Synchrony Bank all the time. Maybe I've thought about it. I go, maybe but the thing is, this all started before, even when, like, this all started, the targeting shit happened even before, when I had money saved and I didn't owe any money or anything like that. But what's weird, it says concern main female sudden wealth courthouse. So to me, I don't know if there is some wealth or something. And the other day when I did a reading, it said the words transfer of, not power, but transfer of wealth came to my mind. And that's money. That's like gold coins or something. That's like, and it says 777. And it says concern. But the thing is, nobody has told me about any sort of wealth or money. Nobody. I've mentioned to my parents, hey, and they know I do card readings and stuff, and I said, maybe this is about money, maybe there's something, and they're like, no one's given you money, no one's like, yeah, right, no one's done anything, and I'm like, but you don't know, like that would make a lot more sense, but then the thing is, that would be premeditated murder. If someone's trying to poison someone and try to kill them, that's I'm assuming because of, there are people who do that, who try to kill people for money. I mean, it's crazy, it's scary, because you hear about it on Dateline and 2020 all the time. But it's true, people do that. They do kill their spouses and their loved ones and stuff for wealth. But like, for me, I don't understand it, because that did come out, and that has come out for like 4 or 5 years now. It used to say great news and secrets and stuff like that, but it says concern main female courthouse sudden wealth. So if you happen to know about any of this, and I know they're just cards, I know it sounds silly, but there is efficacy and there's truth to this. I know it's called divination, but this has been an age-old thing that's been done for years, card reading, and I know I don't look like a typical psychic person with a turban and gold hoop earrings and, like that lady in The Princess and the Frog, Mama Otis. If you haven't seen Princess of the Frog, basically, Mama Otis is like, she's like, I don't know, a soothsayer and a mystical, magical lady in the bayou of New Orleans or something, and she helps Tiana and the other dude, Prince Naveen or whatever, like, get in touch with them, their deeper side or something. But I don't look like that, and but I do feel like I have gotten more intuitive, and it's funny enough, the gang stalking, I think, made me even more psychic and stronger. But the thing is that if this is true, then why haven't I been told anything about it? Like, if there's really some wealth or somewhere sitting around, laying around somewhere, or some assets, why isn't anyone telling me about it? Especially if people know, like, I know that people know, like, my parents know, unless they don't know, maybe, but, like, I'm in debt because of, like, I used my credit card to pay rent, I used credit cards to pay groceries and medical expenses. So, why would someone withhold that? I don't know. So, I'm genuinely scared still, because I can't fight off poison. I can't, there are bad people out there who would probably go as far as calling up a manufacturer or vendor and saying, hey, if you put this in her food, if you don't put this in in this person's thing, then I'll do whatever. And I know, needless to say, you go, well then Ashley, you're saying that the whole city would have to be sick if you can't be the only one. Well, I don't know how far up it goes, and I don't know what they've alerted people. I don't consider myself a public health or public safety issue, but there's definitely some shadiness going on, for sure. Now, what's interesting, what just came out, I don't know what to call this, investigative read. I don't consider myself a child, so I don't know if there was a younger child involved. The child card depicted here is of a little girl, but maybe a child was involved. Maybe there was some young kid involved in trying to mess up something for me. Who knows? I don't know. I could have been catfished this whole time, because I honestly thought this whole time that this whole thing started with a specific person. Watch it have been some, like, young kid, some youngin', some young boy or something, who thought it would be funny to, like, mess with some girl. Who knows? Anyways, thoughts and prayers are always appreciated. I'm sorry I'm venting, and if you say, oh, you need to find a good therapist, whoa, that was too bright. If you say, oh, you need to find a good therapist, trust me, I have told this story about 50 times, and no offense, but, like, a therapist can't change my food for me. A therapist can't stop a psychopath, criminal group, or hacker, or a crooked cop, or whatever, from hurting me. They just can't. They can't make me feel safe. They just can't. They could give me coping techniques, and it's not going to be something that I don't know. Oh, do mindfulness, do meditation, go for a walk, do deep breathing, do some yoga, walk your dog. Trust me, like, I know coping strategies, I know coping techniques. I've tried to employ different ones, and I'm doing my best, but it's hard when you need water to nourish your body, and you need food to, I was going to say nourish your soul, but every single thing that you eat gets contaminated or tampered with or whatnot, so it makes it really, really hard. I'm not trying to complain, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, I just feel like I've been really, really violated, betrayed, corrupted, and I feel trapped as well. See, back of the deck, sudden wealth, distant horizons, change. I don't know who this lady is. Mature woman. It says mature woman endings. I don't know who that is. Message of concern. That lady comes out all the time. I have no clue who this lady is. But she comes out a lot, and it says coffin, message of concern, imprisonment. Whoever, I don't know what that is. But it says at least, it says sudden wealth, distant horizons change. I just feel like this got way out of hand, and it's going way too far, and I don't know if someone's treating it like a scavenger hunt where they want me to go find the answers and use intuition and psychic ability to try to find the buried treasure, you know, like, but that's not what I'm supposed to do. If someone has information, they're supposed to bring that to you, not make you work for it. Because like recently, I did a reading like 2 weeks ago for Spiritual Sunday, and it could be for me, it could be for someone else, but what did come out, it mentioned something about a trust or a will, and it was something, I forgot, it was distinct about something monetary, like it was money related. And then the following day, I remember I was walking with my dad in Chicago, and a woman walks out from a store, and the back of her shirt said, "Work for it." And I was like, I don't know if there was a sign, but it seemed very, like, the timing was, like, interesting. I've never heard of having to work for a gift before. Because that's what used to come out a lot, was that someone wanted to give me a gift of some sort. And I don't think when someone gives you a gift, it's not that you work for that, it's because they give that to you out of the graciousness of their heart. When I gave gifts to family, I never went, "Oh, here's your stapler. You have to work for it. You have to work for the stapler. You owe me like 5 days of just favors, and you know, here's your cake, but I spent $50 on it, so you have to do 50 days worth of favors for me." Like, that's stupid. I've never heard of that. So, again, I don't know how this is all going to play out. I don't know how this is going to turn out or how it's going to end, but I do feel like, unfortunately, I've been lied to. I feel like I've been tricked, scammed, schemed, betrayed, hurt over and over again. And people are just letting it happen right before my eyes. Just, oh, we know that she's being tortured. We know that she's being poisoned, but we're just going to sit back and see how she takes it. Because we're evil human beings, and we don't care. Another thing I learned is that people get jealous. People get jealous of other people's successes and their wins. And I tell myself, why are we in such a society where we're in such competition with one another? Oh, she's more beautiful than me. She's more, like one of my coworkers, she's older than me, but she said something, like when we first started, that she said, like, she's gonna get something for a house, or like some money was gonna come into her. And I was like, oh, in my mind I was like, oh, lucky her, that's awesome. I didn't get jealous at all. I was like, that's awesome that she's at a point in her life where she can settle down and have some sort of wealth accumulated, but I don't know, we're in this dog-eat-dog world. We're in this world where if you have more than someone else, you become a threat. If you're aesthetically more attractive, you become a threat. If you're more well-liked, you become a threat. If you're smart, you become a threat to whoever, the people that get jealous, I guess. I don't know. Pride and ego are very horrible things. the really ugly things. Pride and ego are really, really, really ugly things. They will drive people to do things that you would never expect another human to do. Like, imagine someone you know is already suffering, and you exacerbate that by making it worse, by bullying them in whatever capacity that is, by making some snarky comment, maybe on their social media feed, or, you know, for me, like I said, a lot of people now, what they do is they wear white shirts, you know, to, like, here come the sirens. So, yeah. Again, any help would be appreciated, because I'm really tired of having to pull cards over and over again. Like, I shouldn't have to do this. I shouldn't have to find answers through cards. I should be told, hey, Mrs. Who. Oh, I was gonna say my last name. I told myself I was never gonna say that on the internet. I should have been, you know, they should. Hold on, I'm just gonna write something down because I don't want to forget it. Is concern, email, 7 well, courthouse. And that's another thing, I don't get it. If someone knows that someone is destined for some abundance or some sort of wealth, why would you not share that with that person? And if you know that they're destitute and in poverty, what are they people waiting for? Like, I don't know, what are we that selfish of a society that we withhold information from people so we watch them suffer because we don't want to celebrate other people's successes or wins? That's sad. It's very odd to me. So, yeah. So I hope I mean, every day it's funny because I wake up every day that I think I'm gonna pass away. I'm like, I wake up. It's a miracle. Like, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't think I have a special blood type. Last time I checked, it was A positive. I don't know what the super special blood type thing, and I didn't have that little, you know, the RH thingy, the RH net, whatever the thing is that like makes your blood like super indestructible, whatever that is. I don't have that, not that I know of. So I don't know how, and Bonnie too. I don't know how we're living through this. I have no clue. You can say it's a miracle, you can say it's God, you can say it's luck, you can say it's angels. I don't do any special voodoo. I don't sit there and go, let me use my mind. Like, you know, in the X-Men, Francis Xavier, when he's like, let me focus. Like, I don't do any of that. I just push through it. But like right now, I feel like I have my heart being squeezed and my lungs are being squeezed and my veins hurt. It's horrible. It's really, really horrible. So anyways, if you do want a reading by me, by chance, I haven't really focused on like creating a business for card reading, but if you do, let me know, because I'd be more than happy to do a card read for you. I would have to like cleanse. I don't really know how you cleanse cards, to be honest. I'm not that well versed. Like, I don't have crystals. I don't have all the accoutrements. You know, people like candles and stuff. I just like, what comes out, comes out. So, child imprisonment. I feel like I'm in prison. Poverty. False person. What does that mean? Maybe there was a kid involved of some sort. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I do feel like someone wants to keep me stuck in poverty, though. But yeah, if you are looking for a reading, I'd be more than happy to do one for you. Can't say I'm the best card reader, but I would prefer more giving coaching, like spiritual guidance and spiritual coaching, if anything. And I would use cards as like a supplement to that, not to give the full, I mean, maybe if you want like the full picture, but like I would really have to like really cleanse the cards so my energy doesn't get into that. Back. Oh, my chest hurts a lot. So, yeah. Speaking of which, I may do a reading right now. I'm not sure. I feel kind of like I've used the same cards over and over again, and I'm kind of like reluctant to do that because I've literally done the same cards over and over again. So, it says my family's in despair. I don't mind sharing that, but hey, I'm in despair too. That makes the three of us, or four. And by the way, if anyone was ever wondering, if you say, oh, then why doesn't your family believe you, and this, and this, here's my take on it. Remember, if anyone ever helps you, if you're a targeted person and anyone ever helps you, they by default may get targeted too. And that means the phone hacking, that means the harassment, the noise harassment, the street theater, the phone tampering, the food tampering, the drink tampering, people coming into the apartment without your consent, doing unauthorized maintenance things, people trying to hurt your pets, people try to get you fired from jobs, people bully you at the jobs. You know, that's what they would be subjugated to. You know, wrongful terminations, like mistreatment at hospitals, clinics, by doctors, nurses, banks, things like that. You would be at a disadvantage for things. So, unfortunately, and also too, that means that they would target them. So if I'm being poisoned, then my family would get poisoned. So then that would shorten their lifespan. So then it's a vicious cycle, basically. And no one wants to go through this. Who would want to? Who would purposely want to go through something like this? Right? And like I said, I can't physically go to a cop. Oh, look at me. I don't feel good. I'm being poisoned. Okay, give me the proof. Okay, I'll go to Quest or LabCorp. Let me order the tests for this. Like I did that when I was living in Virginia. I literally was given a bucket to urinate in for 24 hours straight. And I knew that I was anemic. I knew that I was exposed to some sort of something. And also, and they can't test for cyanide either. That's another thing. They can't test for cyanide. Because can you imagine if you go to a LabCorp or Quest, hey, by the way, I think I'm being poisoned, and do you test for cyanide? Is that a thing here? Can we do that? Oh, you don't do that? Oh, okay. I mean, I already went to the ER and they're like, no, we don't test for heavy metals. And I was like, but that could be the reason why I'm feeling all these things and the fevers and all this stuff. And the heart palpitations. And the weakness. So, anyways, so as I was saying, I'm sorry, I'm just picking cards out. I did that and I urinated for 24 hours straight, and then it came back and it was like, nope, they found nothing. And I was like, that cannot be. I was like, that's impossible. Like there's no way that there can't be any lead, mercury. Only one test I did recently, that was a hair metal or a hair sample test, and it said that it was aluminum. That's what came back positive for, like aluminum or tin. And I was like, so I've been eating aluminum? Like the Tin Man? Am I the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz, or Tin Woman? So that's exciting. So yeah, fun times. So that's my plight, folks, is that, you know, medical sabotage, financial sabotage, trickery, dishonesty, deception, evil, pride, people trying to get people sick on purpose, poisoning people. It's insane. And I feel alone in it. And explaining it to someone is futile, because who the fuck is going to believe it? Oh, I'm being poisoned every day and drugged and I can't eat, you know, regular food. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I've been to, I have not had a hamburger in ages. And I used to, I love, and I know I'm sorry to the vegan people. I love cows. Cows are cute and they are cuddly, and when they go moo, like, I love cows. They're very cute. Especially, like, you know, when you see in, like, the movie Cars and Disney when they do cow tipping. I think it's called tractor tipping. But anyways, they're very cute creatures, and you know, I don't want to say I'm a full-on carnivore, but when your body craves that, that's because your body needs it. And my body, like, I know I need protein. I know I need food. But I've had burgers before and I've gotten sick. Or I've had milkshakes and I've gotten sick. It's just not fair. I don't feel like my life is my own anymore. I feel like my medical rights have been stripped from me. I feel like I have no more medical liberties at all, and I don't know how to get them back. And I feel like, and it says I'm not on a watch list. That's the weird part. All the stuff that I'm going through is reminiscent or indicative of what someone would go through that's on a government watch list, but I'm not. Like, I do my background check and it comes back clear, and I'm like, maybe there's some other list for, like, non-criminal people or something. I'm like, maybe I'm on that list for, like, the special weirdo people, you know. I don't know. The only thing that helps me now is, like, I have a post-it that says, you can do hard things that scare you, God will protect you, just pray, focus on your goals, go, fight, win. Because that's my manager, or the owner of the company I work for. He says, go, fight, win. So I try to tell myself, like, go, fight, and win. Not that it's a competition, it's just, so yeah. Maybe by the grace of God. Maybe, you know. Oh, look what the back of, interesting. Very interesting. The back of the deck, thief, gift. Someone tried to steal a gift. This privileged lady. Poverty. Concern. Imprisonment. I mean, female, child, house. Official person, female. So someone tried to steal a gift that was given to me or belonged to me? That's apparently what it says. See, now the plot thickens. It says a thief tried to steal a gift. See, that makes more sense. Thief, gift. A male or female. Interesting. I mean, you don't poison someone unless I asked Google or whatever her face is, the Amazon things, Amazon Alexa, I go, why would someone poison someone? And they said for revenge, for financial reasons, or something else, I forgot. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But the thing is that here's my thing. Because I feel like in my heart of hearts, I feel like police officers know exactly what's going on, but they're not telling me. Like, I feel like there are cops, God forbid, maybe even federal agents. Like, I'm talking A, B, C, D, E, F, G people. And they're not even saying anything to me. And they're allowing it to happen. I don't know how to cope with that. Because I know that if they were in my shoes, they would want help too. Death. I hate that card. I really, really do. Death. Courtship. Journey. What does that mean? Death, courtship, journey, despair. Death, courtship, journey, despair. The endings of courtship. I don't know what that means. Death, endings, toil and labor. I don't know what that means. Maybe, who knows? I do not know. But either way, I try to think positively. I try to look on the bright side of things. It's not that easy, because when your reality is not what you know that it's supposed to be. To be honest, sometimes I feel like my life, like there was a destiny swap. I feel like someone did some weird ass voodoo hoodoo and like swapped my destiny or something. Like did some weird voodoo hoodoo nonsense. Thief, gift, courtship. And yeah, and that's another thing. I literally feel like someone did some weird, like, you know, voodoo spell work stuff, which I don't know how people do. And I feel like which be mindful of, folks, because I didn't know that that's what's in some people's arsenals, that they can do black magic and witchcraft on you and stuff to do spell work on you. I mean, it's bizarre, but yeah. Go figure. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Thoughts and prayers, as always, is much appreciated. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this situation. You know, I get when people say pray, read the Bible, but trust me, I need more than the Bible right now. I need people to do what they know is right and to do what's honest and ethical and fair. And people are not doing that. People are breaking the rules. Anything goes, I think. These people are not rule followers. They're lawbreakers. They're naysayers. I don't care about the rules. Rules don't apply to me kind of folks, I think. And yeah. I don't know how I'm gonna survive it. I do, by the grace of God, but I don't know how I'm gonna eat food. I don't know how I'm gonna drink water, because every time I drink water, it pains me. And I even tried fruit. This morning, the very first day, I made a puree, and then I strained it, and I made a juice out of it, and even that caused me pain. So that means that people have somehow, some way, managed to rig the fruit or things that and mind you, that's something that I was trying to work towards. Okay, I want to be healthier and whatever, and these people somehow managed to even tamper with that. Go figure. You know, something as honest as fruit that I should be able to eat, can't even do that. So thoughts and prayers are much appreciated at this time. I really don't want to be killed. I really don't want to be assassinated. And I do need refuge. I need a safe space. And, you know, I'm not well versed in and I shouldn't have to live off grid. I shouldn't have to go camping. I don't want to go camping. You know, I can't even, I can't afford to do that. I can't afford to go camping. So, you know. So yeah, we'll see what happens. To be continued, to be determined. And if you think my story is bizarre and outlandish, I know. It doesn't sound like anything, and honestly, the people, not that many people watch my vlogs anyways, and I don't blame them. They're not that interesting, and I don't think someone wants to sit there and watch a young woman talk about her life falling apart and nearly almost, you know, passing away or dying. So, and sometimes I do wonder, am I a case study? Is this all just some weird ass behavioral experiment thing? I don't know. I hope not, because that would be so beyond cruel for a group of people to continue to purposely inflict harm and pain upon another person. That would be so cruel. To rig someone's entire world and their food and their water just to see how they'll do behaviorally. I mean, that is the most asinine thing I've ever heard of in my life. But people do it, so I don't know how to, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix it. And I don't want to move in with strangers either that I don't know, you know, on the internet, like Airbnb or Furnish Finder. I don't want to do that. That's a recipe for disaster. That would be perfect. I know I'd be murdered if that happened. So, yeah. And, thoughts and prayers would be very much appreciated at this time. And I'm sorry, I'm just really hungry. I'm really hungry and I'm thirsty. And I want normal water that's not laced with anything, so I can also give it to my dog too. Because she's, you know, if you look, she actually, I'll show what I mean, but and also I know that I'm being poisoned because thallium causes muscle deterioration. Oh my god, my chest hurts so much. But it causes muscle atrophy. So, but even Bonnie does, like, I try to dilute it and neutralize it so it doesn't hurt her. I know, bigger. But even she doesn't want to drink the water. So, yeah, I'm in a bit of a pickle and a predicament right now. So, any thoughts and prayers, like I said, are really very much appreciated at this time. Because basically everything in my fridge is poisonous. Awesome stuff, right? Yeah. Sure, this is too. Anyways, I'm gonna try my best, and every day is a blessing, and I feel really blessed to still be here and be alive. I don't know how. I genuinely, I don't know how. I don't know how I'm still here. I don't know how. So maybe it's prayers. maybe someone's lighting a candle for me. I know some people that when they think of other people, they, oh, which reminds me, I told myself I was going to put this lady that I spoke to on the phone today, I told her I was going to put her in my prayer box. She was a very nice lady who's been through a lot in her life. I don't know what today's date is. I'm not going to say her name out of respect for her, just for the sake of anonymity, but yeah, she was a very kind lady. And what are you doing, baby? So yep, any thoughts and prayers are appreciated, and suggestions as well. And yes, I thought about Section 8 housing, but I really don't feel comfortable doing that. I never even thought I would have to think about that, but here we are. So I just know that I'm trying my best, and I am terrified because poison really, really hurts, like a lot. And if it's cyanide, if it's arsenic, I don't know which one it is. Thallium, cyanide, arsenic, lithium, lead, mercury, cadmium. It could be a confluence of different things, and I would need an antidote for those things. So I'm hoping that I can push through it as best as I can. So I'm trying. I'm sorry if I cry. And if you are in law enforcement, please don't be part of the statistics of the group of assholes that don't care, or that will participate in the ops targeting and the BS and the the trickery and the deception and dishonesty. Please don't be part of that group of people, because it doesn't make you attractive. It doesn't make you look cool. It makes you look like a jackass. And when people like me need your help, and then we end up dead in a casket because you guys didn't listen to us, when you have a girl saying, hey, she was saying for 6 years that she was being targeted and hurt, and people didn't take her seriously, and then finally they do an autopsy report and they find out that she was filled with heavy metals and toxins and poisons, but people again didn't take her seriously, then people will start to listen. So I shouldn't have to die for people to take this shit seriously. No one should. God bless.